Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. So there's some kind of fume in the air or something. I don't know. It's kind of strange, but at the same time, I get fumed all the time, and people don't seem to kind of take note. They do look suspicious quite often. Proverbs 22. A good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold. A good name meaning being right with God. Because woe to you when all men speak well of you, because that's how their ancestors spoke of the false prophets. Rich and poor have this in common: the Lord is maker of them all. The prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. So the simple keep going, they keep reproducing, and they pay the penalty instead of taking refuge with God. We see that in Luke 23. Say, blessed are the childless women, the breasts that never nursed and the wombs that never bore. Humility is the fear of the Lord. Its wages are riches and honor. So humility is the fear of the Lord. That's how I'm humble, as I fear God and I do what God commands. In the paths of the wicked are snares and pitfalls, but those who would preserve their lives stay far from them. Start children off in the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. So people are supposed to raise their families, their sons and their daughters, to stay far from the paths of the wicked, to not yoke themselves to the wicked. One has to judge correctly. They shouldn't judge by mere appearances, but instead judge correctly. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. So who is then to blame for society's state, for all the suffering, all the misery, all the poor decisions? And those who are rich with God truly rule. Those who have mere worldly wealth, they just pretend to rule. Whoever sows injustice reaps calamity, and the rod they wield in fury will be broken. The generous will themselves be blessed, for they share their food with the poor. Drive out the mocker, and out goes strife. Quarrels and insults are ended. One who loves a pure heart and who speaks with grace will have the king for a friend. So one who loves a pure heart and whose actions speak with the grace of God, who are wise enough to rally to me, will have me for a friend. The eyes of the Lord keep watch over knowledge, but he frustrates the words of the unfaithful. The actions of the unfaithful are frustrated. They quite often think that they are moving masterfully or that they look good, but they look like the evil rebels they are to God Almighty. The sluggard says, there's a lion outside. I'll be killed in the public square, right? Because outside the gates are the cowardly. The mouth of an adulterous woman is a deep pit. A man who is under the Lord's wrath falls into it. Folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline will drive it far away. One who oppresses the poor to increase his wealth, and one who gives gifts to the rich, both come to poverty. 30 sayings of the wise. Saying 1. Pay attention and turn your ear to the sayings of the wise. Apply your heart to what I teach. For it is pleasing when you keep them in your heart and have all of them ready on your lips, so that you may be right with God. I teach you today, even you. Have I not written sayings for you, sayings of counsel and knowledge, teaching you to be honest and to speak the truth, so that you bring back truthful reports to those you serve? Do not exploit the poor because they are poor, and do not crush the needy in court. For the Lord will take up their case and will exact life for life. Saying 3, do not make friends with a hot-tempered person. Do not associate with one easily angered, or you will learn their ways and get yourself ensnared. Saying 4, do not be one who shakes hands in pledge or puts up security for debts. If you lack the means to pay, your very bed will be snatched from under you. Saying 5. Do not move an ancient boundary stone set up by your ancestors. If it is correct, that is. Do you see someone skilled in their work? They will serve before kings. They will not serve before officials of low rank. So when someone is skilled in the work of God, they serve before God. This is key in my top martial arts argument, right? The throne is established in righteousness and justice, having the skill to be righteous and just. Martial arts are life paths. The throne is established in the way and the truth and the life. The throne is established, the true throne of God is established in being skilled in one's work. That's why the word martial is the word marital scramble. And I, Christ, am the bridegroom, the top martial artist. Even in the word point, you have an anagram where there's one or more words scrambled into the word point. You have the words in top, because the top martial artist points the way. Think about it. Who's wiser than the top martial artist? With all the martial arts systems in the world that cultivate mind, body, soul, and spirit, mental discipline, mental fortitude, they couldn't beat me at sparring. Because I know best. I know best about life. I know best about insight and sense and wisdom and all the martial art principles. The word disciple is like the word discipline. The word discipline has the word disc in it, the sun disc, the solar boat. Many people are jealous and they resort to underhanded tactics. But that doesn't change the fact that they should humble themselves to God. They should choose to walk in the way of righteousness along the paths of justice. Everything else is walking to hell. And the road to hell is paved with a lack of wisdom. The road to hell is paved with folly. The road to hell is paved with a lack of discipline, with giving in to temptation. The road to hell is paved with a lack of heart. The road to hell is paved with a lack of timing. The road to hell is paved with people who reject the falcon insights of the top martial artist, the Son of God, faithful and true. It is I proclaiming victory, mighty to save, faithful and true.